Next on Worcester News Tonight, a man is facing charges in connection to the stabbing death of a Worcester woman. Plus, a dog escapes an attack by coyotes. The terrifying moments all caught on surveillance. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. A scary situation in Worcester this morning as two young girls are injured in a crosswalk. Our Cam Jandro spoke with police today and has the details.
Two young girls are taken to the hospital Friday morning after Worcester police say they were struck by a car on Greenwood Street.
After they crossed, they were about 8 feet into the crosswalk when a GMC Sierra, the driver was driving, didn't see him, and struck him in the crosswalk.
Lieutenant Sean Murtha says the 13-year-old was heading to put her 5-year-old sister on the school bus when they were hit.
The injuries are not life-threatening. The 13-year-old did have a broken leg and was actually pulled under the vehicle also. So very scary for everybody on scene, but they are expected to make a full recovery.
Friday morning's incident was one of numerous pedestrian accidents to happen in Worcester over the last week. The district safety director, Rob Pizzella, says this is an unfortunate situation and a safety reminder for parents.
We continue to remind parents that they got to talk to their children to make sure they understand that despite their intentions of being able to cross the street to get to a school bus stop safely or walk to school to get there safely, that we have some very irresponsible people driving vehicles that could severely injure their respective student.
Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
The man police wanted to speak with in connection with a deadly stabbing is now in custody. Thomas Bergstrom turned himself into the Blackstone Police Department. Abby Nisgoda has the latest on the investigation.
2 days after a woman was found stabbed to death in Worcester, her boyfriend surrenders in Blackstone. Police were looking for this man, 36-year-old Thomas Bergstrom, ever since they responded to an apartment here on Lapierre Street Wednesday night. According to court documents, the victim, 34-year-old Jennifer Vasquez Rivera, was found lying on the bedroom floor, stabbed multiple times. Lila Torres has known her since kindergarten.
She was my best friend. The only person who I could ever say that I could turn around and say she was like the most realest person. Somebody who you could trust.
Court records say a witness, quote, heard the victim scream, went downstairs into the victim's residence, and then observed a male holding a knife. That same witness told police the male looked like the victim's boyfriend and ran off wearing a blanket. In their investigation, police also learned Bergstrom took a cab to Lapierre Street within a half hour of the stabbing here.
I was worried about him. I told her that I didn't feel comfortable with him.
Bergstrom is now in custody on a warrant for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, and we've learned he does have a history. Most recently, he was accused of raping and kidnapping a woman on Christmas Eve, but his attorney says those charges were reduced, and he was released on $1,500 bail.
What monster would prey on somebody like her? You know, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Bergstrom will face a judge on Monday morning. So far, charges against him have not been upgraded. In Worcester, I'm Abby Nisgoda, Worcester News Tonight.
Webster police are investigating a stabbing at a strip club in town. The police department says a customer at Mario's Showplace was stabbed in the stomach early this morning. They say the man was assaulted after an argument broke out between customers. The victim suffered minor injuries. Police are looking for information on the incident and suspect who fled the scene. Boston police continue to investigate the death of an Emerson college student. Daniel Hollis, who went to Hopedale High School, died several days after being involved in a fight last weekend. And as Jeff Saperstone reports, his death is now being investigated as a homicide.
Nearly a week later, still no answers outside the Brighton apartment building where police say Daniel Hollis was knocked unconscious. Boston police now treating the Emerson College sophomore's death as a homicide. Aurora Arntz tells us she heard something early Saturday morning.
I saw the guys that were yelling go down the street. I didn't see the fight. I just heard yelling.
Hollis's family says the 19-year-old was leaving a party on Parkvale Avenue nearly a week ago and was confronted by another group of college-aged men. They say there was a scuffle. That's when he hit his head on some bricks and was knocked unconscious. He died days later at the hospital.
It's so hard to comprehend that he was with us one day and just next day he was gone.
Hundreds are paying tribute to the Emerson College sophomore. The school holding a memorial service on Thursday to remember the well-liked student.
We're all missing a beautiful young man. But I think if you knew him, you want to talk to someone else who knew him.
Hollis was an organ donor. The family posting last night, "We are proud to share that Dan's gifts have saved 3 lives today. Our thoughts and prayers go to the recipients' families." Jeff Saperstone for Worcester News Tonight.
A Westboro woman is thankful tonight after her dog escaped a coyote attack. Our Chandler Walsh spoke with wildlife experts on how to keep your pets safe. She joins us now with more. Chandler?
On a dog, Louie's owner, Stacy Israel, believes adult coyotes were teaching pups to hunt, and their inexperience that made them miss Louie's neck. Despite the shocking video, Louie is safe. Louie is lucky to be alive. The battle scar on the Maltese's back left after a run-in with coyotes Wednesday night.
The minute he started barking, I knew something was out there.
Home surveillance video caught the moment 4 coyotes attacked the dog. Owner Stacy Israel says she was taking Louie outside her Westboro home like any other day.
I usually go right out, go to the bathroom, come back in. But he must have heard something, so he scooted around.
Louie ran through the bushes towards Israel. She says one coyote missed his neck and picked him up by his back. It's why she says he was able to escape.
I only thought there was one coyote, but when I saw all 4, I don't know how he escaped them. Like he shouldn't be here right now.
Mass wildlife biologist Dave Waddles says this isn't the time of year where coyotes are at their most aggressive, but they're at their highest numbers, and pet owners always need to be aware.
It just shows how quickly it can happen. The dog goes from barking to, the coyotes are there in a blink of an eye, which is why we recommend, the direct supervision on the leash rather than just watching the animal when it's out in the yard.
Waddles says small dogs and cats are easy prey. He says it's important to remove outside food, which could attract the animals.
When they are on your property, you do see them act very aggressively towards them. Physically chase them off the property, making whatever loud noises you can.
Israel is warning her neighbors with pets. She's relieved Louie is resting easy.
He was shaking all night, and he was scared. But after that, he's like back to normal.
Israel was with Louie during the attack, but says now she'll always be taking him on a leash and won't be taking him out late at night. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A new recovery program in Leominster will provide housing for women seeking treatment. Catholic Charities runs a voluntary 3 to 6 month women's residential program for up to 16 women at a time. The women will receive treatment for substance use disorder and other enhanced disorders. The program director says it's a place for women who may not have anywhere else to go.
This is a huge moment for Catholic Charities. There, like I said, there is no place for women to go with co-occurring and substance use disorder, especially the enhanced. For many years I've worked and I've got sick of hearing, they need a higher level of care. For years for this day.
To assist in reaching sobriety and stability, women will have access to registered nurses and on-site psychiatric assistance. A former member of the Obama administration visits Worcester State Friday. Marco Davis spoke at the college's statewide conference on equity in school systems. Educators from around Massachusetts attended workshops focusing on working with Latino students. Davis says although Massachusetts ranks high in terms of education, more work needs to be done for the Latino population.
It's a place where folks tout the results and the systems and the processes that people have put in place to serve the students of the Commonwealth. And yet this conference is bringing attention to the fact that the Latino student population is lagging behind on many of those indicators. And so there's no reason why Latino students shouldn't be having the same type of success that many of the other students in this state have. And hopefully as a result of conferences like this, that will become true.
Davis served as Deputy Director of the White House Initiative on Educational Experiences for Hispanics. He's currently the CEO of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute. The Worcester Public School Committee is calling for more work to be done to address homelessness in the district. An administrative report found there are more than 2,000 homeless students in the Worcester Public Schools. About 1,900 are doubled up, which means they're living in another family's home. Around 500 are in hotels or shelters, and 11 have no place to sleep. The district plans to work with the city to better address the issue. WPI broke ground on their newest and largest academic building Friday, which will help them to keep pace with the constant change in technology. The 100,000 square foot Smart Hub will house smart technology, research and education, classrooms, and an academic research center. WPI says the building will provide space for researchers and educators to work together using smart technology to come up with solutions to the problems of the world, including health, energy, water, and the environment. President Laurie Leshin says this is the university's response to the changing in industry, also known as the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
Now it's all about smart connected technologies, and this building is going to be the place where WPI research keeps us on the forefront.
We're going to bring people together in areas such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, to really do the next generation of smart design that can make an impact on the world.
The building is expected to open in January of 2022.